Boom! What's up, everyone? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Do you get overwhelmed easily? Or maybe you just love small town life but still want the amenities of a city? Whatever the case may be, if the big cities aren't your thing, this is a list for you. We've already covered the top 10 best big and small cities, so check that out after watching this video. But as more and more Americans are able to work online, many are finally choosing where they want to live, deciding to ditch the traffic and high costs of a big city life for safer, cheaper, and friendlier small cities. Obviously, though, there are a lot of cities that fall into this small category. So today we're gonna narrow them down to the best of the best. Just a reminder that the rough criteria we've been using for this series is that big cities have a metro population over 3 million residents, medium-sized cities have a metro population between 1.5 to 3 million, and small cities have a metro population between 500,000 and 1.5 million. I already made the first part of this list, so check it out if you haven't already, but today I'm gonna show you top 10 best small cities to live in the US part 2. Number 5. Charleston, South Carolina. So we're done being landlocked and back to the ocean, but this time it's the Atlantic. And considering the East Coast is where the United States started, there's so much history in Charleston. And as the oldest city in South Carolina, there are plenty of museums to prove it. But really, the entire city could be a museum, because it literally feels like you're walking through a living history book. History aside, though, from the clean beaches to the enchanting state parks to the exceptional restaurants and bars, the city has a lot to offer. Southern hospitality is alive and well, and there is such a high quality of life, which you can tell by how friendly and happy the residents are. To make things even better, though, the economy is thriving. The unemployment rate is only 2.4%, with so many jobs in tourism, aerospace, automotive, energy, defense, and life sciences. And there is also a tech boom underway, which makes Charleston one of the top relocation destinations for millennials. The main thing that is holding the Holy City back is the traffic, which actually gets really bad for a city this small. And the cost of living, since the median home price is $336,000. Number 4. Salt Lake City, Utah. Denver usually gets all attention as the beautiful mountain city, but Salt Lake City is honestly just as beautiful, if not more. And it's also so much closer to the Rockies. But Utah's capital isn't just home to gorgeous scenery and amazing outdoor recreation. It also boasts one of the fastest growing economies in the nation. And there's also a boatload of good paying jobs in tourism, education, finance, insurance, real estate, and healthcare, which collectively contribute to the median household income of $71,000. And that might sound good, but it also can get pretty expensive to live here, especially if you don't want to go out into the suburbs, which are really cookie cutter and suburban. The median home price is $420,000. But at least the average rent of $1,200 a month is pretty affordable. Whether you're a young professional or trying to raise a family, Salt Lake City has a ton to offer. There are so many unique bars, restaurants, parks, and outstanding music and art scene, NBA basketball, and a seemingly infinite amount of nature to explore. And the public transportation is also really good. And the heart of the city is pretty bikeable. Walkable, however, I would be pushing it. Number 3. Madison, Wisconsin. Good old Madison. I bet you almost forgot about this quiet college town, which also just so happens to be one of the absolute best cities of any size to live in America. Located in an isthmus between Lake Mendota and Lake Monona, and with 3 other lakes in the area, Wisconsin State Capital is incredibly picturesque and unique, with beautiful scenery to appreciate in every possible direction. Maybe that appreciation's why the residents have made Madison the eco-friendliest city in the country. Heck, more people actually bike here than drive. And to make things even better, the views don't even come with a hefty price tag. The median home price is just $288,000. And the economy is booming with the median household income at a whopping $71K. And an unemployment rate at just 2.8%. This is honestly one of the best bang for your buck cities, as there are so many amazing jobs in healthcare, life sciences, agriculture, advanced manufacturing, and information technology, in addition to a rapidly growing startup scene. In terms of amenities, there is plenty of great food, cool bars, farmers markets, festivals, and even block parties. Everyone here is just so full of life. Number 2. Boise, Idaho. Well, you might have slept on Madison, you probably saw this one coming. The city of trees may have stayed under the radar for as long as it could, but as the population continues to grow by nearly 3% each year, more and more people are discovering it, especially since it makes practically every top 10 list. To put it simply, Boise is the American dream. Small business thrives here, there is a great sense of community, and it's one of the safest cities in the country. It's also a lot more urban than you think, with one of the absolute best downtowns of any size. It's incredibly walkable and full of bars, restaurants, music venues, festivals, farmers markets, and shops to explore. But also not so big that it's just overwhelming and takes you hours to walk across town. There's hardly any traffic, always free and cheap parking available, amazing weather, friendly residents, and the employment market is thriving, with tech companies like Micron and HP. And I haven't even mentioned the gorgeous nature in literally every direction. If you do plan on moving here though, I suggest you do it soon because it's only getting more expensive. Now, before we get to number 1, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And like I mentioned earlier, there were so many amazing cities that didn't even make this list at all, so some honorable mentions that just missed the cut in no particular order are Des Moines, Iowa, Richmond, Virginia, Lexington, Kentucky, El Paso, Texas, Spokane, Washington, Sarasota, Florida, Knoxville, Tennessee, Tucson, Arizona, Greenville, South Carolina, and Oklahoma City. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where Portland, Maine, or Fayetteville, Arkansas are, I know they technically have a metro population over 500,000 residents, but they both feel a lot smaller than any city on this list, so they'll be going on the very small city list. Anyways, on to number 1. Raleigh, North Carolina. Once Boise went number 2, were you really expecting anything else? On paper, Raleigh's pretty much a perfect city apart from the sprawl and lack of good public transportation. There are great schools, low crime, it rarely gets too cold, and the median home value is still just $290,000, which is actually really affordable since the economy is flourishing with a median household income of nearly $73,000. From great paying jobs in biotech, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, life sciences, and all kinds of tech, the research triangle of Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill is one of the best regions in the country to find work. But things aren't all work and no play. There's gorgeous nature, unique museums, thriving music and art scene, tons of concerts and shows, and some hip nightlife too. North Carolina's capital checks all the boxes, and it's obvious that people are noticing how great the city is, considering it's one of the fastest growing in the country. Raleigh is simply the best small city to live in the US for 2020. Alright, so this was the second and final part of this list. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon, guys. Peace out and goodbye.